Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Woo.
Woo woo.
Woo
Uh,
woo.
we hope you're doing fantastically tonight. Before we get started, a few fun. Oh. What's up?
No, I just opened the map and I'm very concerned.
Uh-oh.
Continue.
Before we get started, a few fun announcements to go through and talk about. Number one, other shows on the channel. Tomorrow night, Will and Matt, Elden Ring. That's the pitch.
I say we try and take
just
on
Elden
Mesmer a
Ring.
few more times.
It's a good ass
Yeah.
pitch.
We're going to beat up Mesmer. And have
Or
a
more
good
likely
time.
be impaled by him several times.
Listen, we will beat Snake Jesus. Then, on
We beat Snake Satan.
Wednesday, we did beat Snake Satan. It took us 2.5 streams, but we got there. Then
Well.
on Wednesday, Wild Ambition.
Yeah.
Wild ambition.
Twitty's back. Twitty's back. Twitty's back.
Let's do it.
Then on Thursday, we're off. I would say if you're in Winnipeg, come and play PFS at Muse, as that's what I'm GMing it. But it's sold out. And
Woohoo!
it's sold out for the next couple weeks already, I think. So
Stop
That's-
being cool, you.
we had a new person come and join us last week, and immediately after the game, they went and signed up for the next 3 weeks, which I've been like riding on that high for the last little bit.
Oh,
So I
they
kinda
Ride that
never-
high.
They didn't even
That's
have a character.
nice.
They felt they had so much fun with the pre-gen.
Aww.
I mean, it helps when, you get to have a lot of fun. Then, speaking of a lot of fun, on Friday, the Astral Calling. Masquerade Arc.
Hell.
The obligatory masquerade ball, as per McKenna's contract with us.
Paper
True.
bases
It's
on
right there in the fine
parade.
print.
Once per campaign, at
Once
least.
per campaign, at least. Then on Saturday, Tabletop Bros, Baldur's Gate 3. Will we finish it this week? Probably not. But maybe next week we'll beat the game. I think this week we're doing a prison break.
Ooh.
Is it prison time, Matt?
Are you going to break out some individuals stuck in prison, or are you currently stuck in prison? I was busy on
Here's
Saturday.
the thing. I almost want to say we should do the heist first and go pay Raphael a visit.
Sure. Okay, we'll go.
We're max level. We're max level. We're not going to be able to prepare any further,
Yeah.
and you have to convince someone not to charge us like 20,000 gold.
Okay, I can do that. I have dance
My
Macau.
mind.
I'm happy. Then on Sunday, Cozy Co-op, Stardew Valley, Will Sarah M. Squid Fest continues this week. How many squids will I get up to?
I got one.
I got.
I was just about to
12.
say. I was about to say 2, so like that's kind of on track there, actually.
I've almost done the event on our file stream, so if you want to see the lovely rewards from that, come and check it out. Then we will continue with Winter. I'm picking an NPC to romance this week. I'll figure out who it is, and I haven't modded the game to give Pierre a divorce, so we know who it's not.
Will's speed running tactics are different than my speed running tactics. See, I
Mhm.
1 year married
Yeah.
within the first year.
Well, technically, I could still 1 year marry any character who has their birthday right now. Like, I could 1 year marry Sebastian, because if I give him the Star Drop tea that I have on his birthday, it instantly takes him to full hearts. So you can actually...
Damn, is that what that does?
Yeah. It's like a major friendship point tool. So, speedrunning tactics with Will. Then on Monday, the opposite of a speed run is the Strength of Thousands AP. We're watching it right now.
We like to faff. We can't help it. It's in our DNA. We're fappers from birth. Fappers from birth.
And next
We may be
campaign-
taking our time, but our characters are all still alive.
Yes.
So
we go from
Shade,
we go
McKenna?
from fappers
Shade?
to fappers. Flappers.
Today's the session
What?
where I
No,
reveal.
No,
What?
No.
I
no.
spoke.
No.
I
Go
spoke.
to
what did you just say?
I said flappers.
What did you just say?
I said flappers.
That's not what you just said.
No, I fucked up.
That's not what you just
Check the
This
tape.
is a family-friendly stream.
It is absolutely not. It is absolutely
absolutely
not.
not.
Yes, but it's more family-friendly than
Flappers.
that.
Flappers.
We're
Fuck.
going from faffing about to fighting
flapping.
about, I suspect.
Well, no, I'm talking about Mac's campaign because next one we've already figured out what we're doing next with the Art Deco campaign.
Oh, right. I have a fun. I
Well,
already
you guys
have
will be
my
you
character.
guys will be dealing with the existential horrors of landlords and gentrification.
Matthew, I live in Los Angeles. I already deal with that.
I
Yes,
mean,
you know
that's just
exactly
an
what's-
everyday sort of
yes,
thing
but in
for
this
us,
one,
honestly.
you might be able to kill your landlord because it's fantasy.
Yeah, you're right. That is my fantasy.
Oh,
Just kidding. My landlord gives us a $5 garage, so that's pretty cool.
That's pretty.
That is pretty cool, I wish.
Yeah, you can't
But
find
anyway,
a
yes.
garage for $5.
Hello, everyone. We are not talking about hypothetical future campaigns. We are talking about the campaign in the real, in the now, which is the Strength of Thousands adventure path. I
That's fine.
am Matt, your humble GM, haha, and I'm here with a group of wonderful individuals to walk us through this adventure. And tonight, because I like the colors of their fan and their lovely shirt, which is like a lavender or something, or no, that's too bright to be lavender, I think. I don't know. It's fine. I'm fine. Yeah. That's a mood. That's a mood. Sarah, please introduce yourself, your character, and for tonight's fun little question, if you could be like mystically, magically soul bonded to a fantasy mount of some kind, not a dragon, that's too easy, what would it be?
Hi everybody, I'm Sarah Margaret. I also go by Cosmic Deity 746 on Twitch and on TikToks, as it were. I play Charlotte, the naughty toxicologist, and arguably speaking, I would have to go with Soulbound to a Coral Mount. Look up I want to say it's Courel, Coral.
Yeah,
It's a
Coral.
Final Fantasy leopard, electric lightning leopard, and in Final Fantasy 14 you can get it as a mount, and you essentially ride around on the back of a very cool looking leopard, and it's very awesome. So I would soulbound to that as a mount.
Or hunt a small army of them if you're trying to level leatherworking.
Look. I don't do it personally. I send a retainer out for that.
But speaking of someone who, in a fantasy world, just because she's played kind of a noble character before, I can imagine her having retainers, McKenna. Please
thank you,
introduce
Matthew.
yourself, your character, and what your soul-bounded mythical magic mount would be.
okay. Well, hello everyone. My name is McKenna Ray Tynan, McKenna Ray Art on all the socials, and tonight I am playing Avi Avi, the Nyctera witch, and her familiar Agate, who is currently napping on my bed over there.
Wow.
Meow. Agreed. Okay, and as far as mythical mount, I feel like mythical mount implies that you are friends with this creature and they are nice to you and you have at least like a mutually beneficial working
Yes,
relationship.
there's a deep connection, and it's sort of a partnership.
Okay, I'm
just a
going
trap,
Kelpie. I'm going Kelpie because they would try to kill anybody else, but for me, we'd get to go gallop across the waves together and under the waves together. And because we have a working relationship, I wouldn't drown. I think that'd be so fucking sick.
Kenna's
That's
also
my
a question too.
magical
We-
mount.
I just realized there is a large component of the Art Deco campaign that has to do with the ocean because it's an island and there's a big dock. I should have like roving
Oh, you're
bands of
telling
kelpies.
me that you're telling me that the Art Deco mermaid I've been kicking around in my brain is a possibility.
It's a very big possibility.
Kenna,
I
we
mean-
have to have a discussion.
You'll
I
have to
mean,
be moisturized.
listen. I
Moisturized.
played a freaking sentient piece of seaweed in the little one shot we did.
We
So
Mhm.
Why do we need to have a conversation, Will?
But
I think we
speaking,
might be on the same wavelength.
but speaking
Oh,
of
no!
sentient, speaking of sentient pieces of kelp, people associated with sentient pieces of kelp, as she just revealed, Zoe. Please introduce
it's me.
yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Zoe, but I also go by a sentient piece of kelp. I just got back from a trip where I jumped off of a 15-foot rock into a river, and I'm terrified of heights. So I conquered my fear of heights and seaweed at the same time. There's no seaweed in rivers, but sometimes I think there is.
It's more
I'm
pond
playing
scum than anything
Ophelia.
else.
For mounts. Well, I just unlocked a really cool one that Calf said I couldn't get in
wow.
WoW. And I got an astral dragon.
Oh, nice.
So it's like
Oh.
really pretty. It's like kind of see-through, but you got some like celestial
Oh,
kinda
the constellation ones.
yeah, the
yeah,
constellation
constellations
dragon.
going through it.
You know,
It's real,
I know
it's
I
real
said
pretty
no.
and I like it.
I know I said no dragons, but that'll allow that.
Yeah, it's not
so pretty.
really.
It's not,
It's an
yeah,
astral creature more than a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of World of Warcraft, Will, please introduce yourself, your character, and what mythic mount would you have? Feel free to draw upon, I'm sure, the many mounts you had in World of Warcraft.
Hi, my name is Will, and I'm a recovering WoW player. Tonight
I will.
Tonight I'm playing Igara Gama and Choco, who is just a chocobo. This week, for Matt's question, answers. You see, there's the obvious thing that I would want as myself, but then there's also like a
Is it the
hipster
Naruto
answer.
frog?
It's the Naruto frog.
It's the Naruto
It's the
frog.
Naruto frog.
Of course, it's the Naruto
Good.
frog.
It's a solid
It's
choice.
the Naruto frog that I keep on my shelf right beside my camera. Because I love him.
Ooh, crazy. Scorpicore. I like it.
I mean, like
That's cool.
Truck-kun would also be like a really good fantasy mount.
No, because then I would be isekaiing other people and not myself.
There's some stories to be
That's
taken
called
there.
murder, William. Specifically, that's called vehicular manslaughter. That is vehicular
But no, now they have a-
manslaughter.
If it's with Truck-kun, wouldn't it be vehicular manslaughter uwu?
Well,
There we go.
I guess if you wanted to be fucking cringe about
Bonk. Bonk.
Moving
Bonk.
on.
Bonk.
Can I say the non-frog mount though, Matt?
Sure. Go ahead.
Non-fantasy frog mount would be a oh Jesus, what are they called? It's that. No, it's that it's like a big armadillo. It's like a armadillo drake.
Prehistoric.
is it blue? Is it a blue armadillo?
No, it's like an armadillo dragon drake thing. It's not like a dragon, but it's like an armadillo. Like it's a drake that has like.
Do you mean the
armadillo
proto
shells.
drakes?
No, not
Not
quite.
the proto drake?
Not the pro drakes. It's just imagine a drake with armadillo shell armor all around it that can turn into like one big ball. The thing in Raya.
Oh.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
still haven't watched that.
And for my answer, tiny bit of background, there is a faction in Warhammer Age of Sigmar called the Ideneth Deepkin, which are like deep sea underwater spooky elves. And when they come ashore to raid, because they need to eat people's souls, they do something, I can't remember the name of it, but they do this magic where the water essentially becomes so charged with magic that it's like water, and so they can actually ride fish through the air. And some of them ride sharks. I want a magic flying shark to ride around on. 'Cause I don't know, I'm on a shark thing recently.
What is Shark Week?
I'm in my shark period, leave me alone.
Very
But enough
very
about-
mindful.
But enough about future girls. Why don't you go ahead and roll that intro, Will?
Shark Garl cannot hurt you. Yet.
No, she absolutely.
Let's swap either. Okay, that's fine.
And we're back. They will see.
What do
Okay.
they see?
What will they see?
Me.
I
What will they
didn't
see,
want
Will? What will
I
they
didn't-
see?
What will
I
they
didn't want
see?
the Hamilton lawyers to copyright us.
Sorry.
I
I
don't
was. We're
You're allowed to
yeah.
cover songs.
True.
Fair use, etc. But anyway, when last we left our lore speakers of the Magambia on the far distant, possible different planet, I will never confirm it, planet of Akatosh, our adventurers had been trying to track down the missing old mage Jatembe, and in doing so, had made some slightly disconcerting discoveries about the King of Biting Ants, the ancient foe of Old Mage Jatembe, who seems to have risen back to prominence on this world, and not only may be responsible for the disappearance of Old Mage Jatembe, but is now apparently flying around a massive airship or something called the Mandibles of Fate, and is menacing the people of this world, and is like taking possibly people as tribute along with supplies for some unknown purpose. Despite this, you guys had some fun at a casino last week because, you know, priorities. And now have decided it's time to maybe try and make some connections with the movers and shakers of the city, so to speak. And so you headed to a local cantina, which is just called Skartich's Cantina because that's who owns it and that's who you're there to see. You guys, I'm just, hold on a sec, I have to check if there's actually, oh yeah, there is a door here. I'm just gonna delete this door so you guys can see into the casino, or into the cantina. You guys entered into the cantina last time, and I'm just gonna put you sort of as if you were sitting around in the room. Enters in darkness off the side like a valet or something. You guys have sat down with Skartich Chiptooth, who seems to be the head of, let's say, the local underworld. We're not going to beat around the space bush.
Push.
I love space bush.
We're going to sail right by that.
It defies
And
guessing.
you guys were handed menus and told you could order anything off the menu and have some drinks. Seems like there's some hospitality being extended here. I think that might be just a generic Yoseki, but I don't know.
Isn't it
There's
Yoshi?
been a lot of food and drinks tonight.
What did you say their last name was?
Chiptooth.
Thank you.
Ah. Maybe they have someone imprisoned in their basement.
What?
Not alive.
Double
don't
what?
make accusations of people. They're being
No.
Please
very
tell me you
nice
didn't
to
say
us.
that
I
in
did not say that in
character.
character. This is making a chip joke.
Yeah, which is a complete coincidence, which is pretty funny to me. Um,
Hilarious.
so, you have come to my cantina on this, an average day of the week.
Oh, I don't know why I was hoping it was your daughter's wedding.
I am-
have a
I am
daughter.
not married, and as far as I know, I have no children, which you think I would know.
One would hope you would know. I mean, you hope.
I mean, I did have a pretty wild period in my youth, but I feel like it can't have been that wild.
We're not here to judge.
We're
But
here for
which-
business.
I was gonna say, You may not be here to judge, but you're here for something. I feel like I switched accents this last episode, but let's ignore that.
That's okay. Happens to the best of us. Sometimes Igor is British.
I don't know what British
Sometimes
is.
I'm British. It's hard to tell some days.
Hello, Phil.
Ah, space British. British.
British.
That sounds like something you need a cream for.
Look, I played a
That seems like that
character
seems like
of
an ointment.
we had a character in a play one time that was based off of Samus Aran, and in both iterations, one I played and the other played, they were space Russian and then space Irish. So like
Irish.
Prussian.
It's Prussian.
Which is
They-
different
they
from
were
space
referred to-
Prussian.
And oddly
they were
enough,
referred to as Seamus Aran.
oddly enough, on that topic, because I was running through some old scenarios, did you know that because of interdimensional and time travel shenanigans and a winter witch, there are Russians in Galarian?
You've mentioned this a handful of times, and I've chosen to ignore it.
It's so weird.
It does not exist in my world.
They have Tesla
Precisely.
coils. It's so weird.
I feel like
Anyway.
they should be called something different.
I
Yeah.
guess Nikolai Tesla would have been Russian, huh?
He is not Russian.
Not?
He's not
He's
Russian.
Serbian.
Nikolai?
He's
He's
Serbian.
Oh, Serbian. Okay.
Anyway,
He was geographically close, at least.
Matt, you may continue.
Sorry, Zoe's eyes are like mesmerizing me right now. She's so pretty.
Is it the purple?
See,
Stop making faces. It's not going to make you any less pretty.
Emily does the same thing when I call her pretty.
Hey, Emily. Emily.
It's like a.
You're really pretty.
It's true. It's true.
It's
That I
true.
will. Yeah, that I will.
Yeah, that's true.
I was just gonna say something about Targaryens, but
Let's not.
I
Let's
thought
not
better.
bring them into this wholesome chat.
Yes, this is my sister. Oh God, which is always a dangerous thing when Targaryens introduce their sister.
Look,
But yes,
business. What are we
well-
here for?
Garcius, I feel that it would be more civilized if we waited for our drinks before we launch into any business.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. What's good here? What's the local drink of choice?
Oh well, I think there's one. I don't know where the name came from, but I think it's called the Blue Galarian or something. It's
The
named
Blue
after that blue star.
Galarian.
I don't know.
Do you think I can
Wait.
get it in like an infant size?
Oh yeah.
I ho-
Fantastic. Can I get one infant size blue Galarian?
Can
please?
we
Thank
not?
you.
Avi, can we not call it an infant size? Babies don't drink.
Oh no, it points over to the room. There is a human baby with a cigar pacifier and a fedora, having like a martini slowly poured into its mouth.
You heard
Boss
me here,
What?
baby.
Oh, see, I'm
What?
picturing like the
Roger
adult-sized
Rabbit.
baby from
Yeah,
Spirited Away.
No,
Oh.
it's normal baby sized. Oddly enough,
I
it
was
seems to-
thinking the
No,
Roger
but-
Rabbit baby.
Yes, that's what I had in mind too. Also, the weird baby from One Piece that has like a cigar pacifier and also has like 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh yeah, what was-
yeah.
yeah. That's just because he looks exactly like his father.
It's
Oh,
so
well,
sweet.
that is so fascinating. A blue Galarian, you said? What is a Galarian?
I'm
do
afraid
you know
I
about
don't
that?
know. This drink was not invented in my establishment. It's just a local favorite. I haven't
Oh.
cared enough to track down the origins.
Wow.
Interesting.
Thank you. I appreciate the excellent recommendation.
Yeah. What are you
Maybe I
having?
can make my Arizona look very large in comparison. To
Wait. I literally just moved mine. Where's mine?
Mm.
Check
Cheers.
under your chair.
I just
There's a 12-pack of Arizonas
what
under
did I
there.
put? I just had it.
I
You
really
get
want
an
an
Arizona,
Arizona
and you
now.
get an Arizona. I've never had one in my life. I don't really like buying iced tea.
I
Seems like a
didn't
waste
even
of
hear
money.
anything, McKenna, but I exactly knew the tone of voice you just said. It did
I
not pick up at
I
all,
have
but I
never
could tell
I have
immediately.
never intentionally purchased myself an iced tea for the same reason I never buy soup in restaurants. I don't
Elaborate.
I
I'm
don't-
like the connection here.
I don't
expound,
feel-
expound.
I don't feel they are special enough to use up a slot of me going out for like to buy something or to go to a restaurant.
Matt, you know not everything's a video game loadout, right?
No, I came from my family did not go out for dinner much in my youth. And
Yeah.
so whenever we went out, I always
Okay.
wanted to make sure I maximized the experience, so I always wanted to get something I knew I
Okay.
would really enjoy.
Something that you couldn't just get anywhere else.
Yes, and honestly,
Okay.
iced tea has never impressed me that much. So
But you could always be like all of the bisexuals and pansexuals I know, where you have 5 drinks at all times.
Emily,
I hope though, Matthew, in your adulthood though, that you go out in some places that have like really interesting soups. You wouldn't necessarily like turn that down just because it's considered an appetizer and like most Western cultures, it's not necessarily like if you were to go to a Thai restaurant, I should take you to a Thai restaurant. You can have some like tom yum, tom kha.
the
Oh,
closest
oh,
I've gotten
Those are like
the closest I've gotten is I've actually have I think ordered some ones from my local like fast food Thai place that I really like because their soups are like a meal. But recently in the last few years, likely sort of due to Will's influence, I have been started enjoying ramen. So I enjoy a good ramen, though that's also quite a bit of a meal because I always like get
Oh,
two of
for
the
sure.
eggs in it and
hard to
Yeah,
find good
for
ramen.
sure. I mean, yeah, because I agree. It's kind of hard to justify spending money when you're going out on soup at like, no offense to Olive Garden, but like that stuff comes frozen in a 10-pound sack. So I
That's what they call
understand
me.
that impulse, but they call you frozen in a 10-pound sack.
Stop it.
that's a Canadian expression, yeah.
You know, speaking of grub,
That's what they call me, 10-pound sack. That's his gangster name.
Yeah.
Ooh.
any soup in a 10-pound sack.
What?
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 What would you prefer we call you, by the way? I don't want to be rude, you know?
I mean, Chiptooth is fine. Scartitch is fine. Some
Scartitch.
people around here call me boss, but obviously that wouldn't apply to you. Yet.
That's-
I legitimately was going to make a joke and say I'll have the spider's kiss because it's funny and I'm a spider. But then I actually looked up what the spider's kiss drink is, and it looks really freaking good.
Wait,
Dare I
what is
ask? What is
it?
it?
Ooh.
It's a Halloween-based drink made with gold rum, pomegranate schnapps, Cointreau orange juice with dipping chocolate to make like the webbing, and then you just stick like an orange slice dipped in chocolate on the side of it. It looks
looks
actually
fantastic.
really good.
That does sound good.
Ooh, it's got Midori.
And then you-
I love Midori.
Yeah, you can switch it out for Midori to make it green instead of the
Ooh.
pomegranate instead. That's that look. That's I think we just found Charlotte's actual beverage. It's green.
Someone had asked what Scartitch is having, and they sort of like they kind of tilt their glass towards you, and you suddenly get this wonderfully kind of fragrant smell that you realize their drink is a little warm, and it smells of both like some fruits and some spices, and the closest approximation you can think of is like some sort of mulled wine.
Ooh.
You like a good
wine
mulled
girl.
wine?
I don't know why I would have had you pegged as like a mezcal kind of person, but mulled wine is an excellent choice.
I don't know what any of the things you just said are, but they. Where are you from exactly? If you don't mind me asking.
We're aliens.
That's technically true.
Yeah, we're from off planet.
Ironically enough, Galarian. The
Um,
one the drink is named after.
does anyone want to give me a diplomacy trip check to impart that you are being sincere?
Yeah.
I'll assist
I'm
Ophelia.
gonna do it with my performance.
Because this is a pretty bold claim.
Well, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Here, I'll help with it. By Igor will just go like this with their hand.
I think it'd be really
That
funny
is
if
a
I
swear in the on this world, Will. You have just flipped them off.
Okay, so what does
You
this
too.
mean?
Oh my! I mean, I'm flattered, but
Oh, thanky.
So
okay, yes.
51 with aid.
You sing the song of Galeria. Like, oh wow, like I should mention, like, do you guys elaborate all? Do you say you are from like a school from the Magambia? Like, how in deep depth do you go here in terms of details?
Everything. Tell them where we're from, and
I
No
mean,
more than what I've said currently,
Yeah.
unless she digs for more.
I mean, you guys do need to make conversation as you wait for your food to arrive. Um, by the way, is anyone willing to try one of the famous Bang burgers?
Yep, Igor's
Oh,
doing it.
can I have a bite? I'm not
Yeah, I
gonna
wanna
be able to
bite.
finish the whole
They're
hey,
thing.
do you have
made
any fries? Can I have some
no, we got-
fries?
we
Igor?
Yeah, you can have my
We got-
fries.
We got chips though.
Not only
perfect.
did I
Igor-
eat, not only did I eat the tables next to a spaghetti plate, but I ate my own spaghetti plate, so I'm kind of actually a little full right now.
I think
but
what if
thanks.
I think a salad sounds really good.
I just
but
whisper, give me extra chips. Then whenever that someone says they're full and chips come to the table, they always end up eating some.
As the server comes out of a door to sort of the north of where you guys are sitting, you catch a glimpse. You can't get any details because the lights are sort of facing the wrong direction, but there's just this large shape in the kitchen, and you hear a faint vibration like footsteps. And they, Chiptooth sees you looking like, oh, that's Cookie in the kitchen. Yeah, they are a gem. I'm a big believer in hiring the best for my staff. I've got like the best mechanics out in the garage. Cookie is the best cook around here. They call them the Bang Burgers, you see, because they're explosively delicious.
I need to ask you a very important question about Cookie.
Okay?
Are they a fish person?
They are not a fish person.
Damn it. All right.
were you about to insinuate something rude?
No. Yeah.
Murloc.
There's a boss in WoW that's named Cookie who's a Murloc cook that I love.
Who attacks you with a rolling pin, I think.
Aw. I
Um,
hope that this encounter doesn't come to that.
Well,
He's good XP, so I mean,
There was a pause that I was not happy about. Either way,
so Chiptooth does seem quite fascinated in the fact that you guys are from another world, and like also that you're like teachers on like a trip.
yeah, I'm the
this
science
is our
teacher.
vacation.
Seems
We've
really
earned it.
fascinating. Like, so I've never really, full disclosure, I am a bit of a high school dropout. Never been to a big school, college, or what have you. What
shame.
what is the Magambia like? Like, it's big school and on another planet, so this is kind of fascinating to me.
Well, there's no school nurse, so that's that.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Hire a nurse.
No, it's kind of a mishmash of a lot of different people from a lot of different places. It's not, like an elementary school where it's mostly local kids of a certain age range. You have some relatively young students and you have some relatively much older students. And we're all there to just sort of learn magic and expand our horizons and better ourselves as people.
But we
Yeah.
generally stick to like a focus point, essentially, like a
Technically,
specialized school.
technically speaking, some of our alumni have ended up becoming gods.
Well, not by choice. Maybe.
Okay.
We're still sort of figuring that out.
I gotta say, like, it sounds like quite an amazing place. Do you have like security problems? Has anyone ever robbed the place?
Yeah.
You know, I would say yes. We have had some security problems with bugs.
But hold on. I was actually expecting you to say yes. Like, it's a school. What would be valuable that they would want to steal?
Sealed
No,
away
That's a
magical
great
artifacts.
question.
No.
All right, we're
Powerful
just telling them right away.
Some
Okay.
Yeah.
some people like stealing hearts.
I just
Magical hearts or like gems?
no,
No,
like actual
hearts.
hearts.
Do
Like
hearts work
hearts.
differently on your planet?
Nope.
Are they like covered
Nope.
in gold or something?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Ophelia just enjoys hearts. But you know,
We
it
do not
also-
elaborate further with the no.
Plus,
but
No.
in all honesty, like, you know, we have some magical artifacts there for teaching purposes.
Well,
You
and
know,
because of it, we have actually boosted our security in general. So,
yeah,
you know, you have things fall through the cracks, and it helps you make your stuff better. I guess I
yeah,
don't
we have a
know.
dragon on
That's
staff
true.
now.
We do have that dragon helping us out with security now.
Yeah.
oh, do they flounce about in barely their evening wear and flaunting their wealth all over town?
Oh,
Oh, you must be talking about that lovely
right.
lady who runs the casino. Yeah, she got some of my money.
hey, have y'all tried robbing that place? I'm curious.
Kind of looks around, reaches under the table, takes out a little box, puts it on the table,
Mhm.
and just kind of pushes it towards you.
Open up box.
Inside the box, you see a pile of dust. It's a yes. Someone has tried to rob there.
I see.
Well, I feel like I would be more successful. Fair enough. Here
My
you go.
condolences.
I mean, that's what the
Like
last
Charlotte
person
does
said.
like
literally.
multiple prayer symbols, like my condolences.
And this arrived after a week.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So, obviously, you didn't come all this way, possibly from another planet. Still wrapping my brain around that.
Hmm.
What brings you to town? You're not hoping to set yourselves up as kingpins on Underworld, are you?
Oh no, we're just
God,
we're here to collect someone from the school that came to this planet a while ago who might be in a little bit of trouble, and then we're
rescue
heading
mission.
home. Yeah, it's just a little rescue mission. We're kind of just here collecting info. Old Mage Tembe, they might have come through town.
Old Mage Tembe. Old
Yeah.
Mage Tembe. I feel like I may have heard that name at one point.
They beat the person that everyone seems to be scared of to say the name of here. And then they came back, and then they failed in the second fight, and we think they're captured right now.
I might have some information on that.
Okay.
Oh.
Can we just put cards on the table here? We currently, for track records for like defeating evil godlike beings, are 1 for 1 currently. We're looking to make that 2 to 1, 2 to 2, if that makes sense. Like 2 wins, no losses. 2 for 2. 2 for 2 is the right words.
We're very good at what we do, and we
Yeah.
don't just teach.
As you say, we're putting all the cards on the table.
Yeah.
Let's speak plainly here. What exactly are y'all proposing?
Well, it's my understanding that we need to get onto the ship of the King of Biting Ants.
And at the mention of that name, you do see a little like tenseness kind of come into their eyes a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. We got to get onto that ship. That's where our buddy is. And you know, while we're there, if we happen to deal with them, I think that could be pretty helpful for all of you in the town. Unless you're on their payroll. Are you on their
You don't
payroll?
seem like the kind of person who would work under somebody like that.
Chills. The
Yeah.
mood
Ah!
visibly chills.
Good. There, we hit it in one.
There we go. All right.
I am not in the employ of, let's just say, the bug man, cuckoo, cuckoo.
Cool.
But have
I didn't
you
know
ever?
he had a last name.
That's have
Obvious.
have you ever met them?
No.
Haven't had the pleasure yet, no.
I have met them once when they first came to Seldo some years back in that glorious atrocity of an airship. I'm not eager to meet him again, and
Well,
that was part of the arrangement that we settled on. He can dock his ship above Seldo when he passes by, and we send up supplies and help secure specialized requests as needed. He's promised to leave the town alone. And let me tell you, based on what I've heard from other cities, I'd say we've made the right choice.
Matt, I look this Yoski right in the eye and I say, well, if we meet them, you will never have to see them again.
Aw, that's true, isn't it, Igara?
Yeah.
Yoski?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yoski.
Is that how it's pronounced? Yoski?
That's how it's supposed to be
Yoseki,
pronounced.
Yosuke. You know,
Here's
might
the
depend
thing.
on the region you're from.
When is your next shipment?
Give me checking.
Because let's say, I mean, you include a few extra things in that shipment.
Oh, like us.
Yes, I'll be able.
They seem
Correct.
They seem like they're really kind of studying you guys now because you guys are putting a lot on the table here. You're making a lot of claims, and you sense that there is possibly an opportunity here that obviously they don't like the King of Biting Ants. They're not happy with this arrangement, whether or not they just find them unpleasant or they just don't like being forced to sort of work under someone else. But they're kind of studying you, trying to really get a measure of you. And after a few minutes of silence, they speak up. They aren't on a schedule, so to speak. We usually learn of their approach when someone spots the ship approaching over the horizon. It's hard to miss. But so far, we haven't had more than 2 visits in a year. The last one was relatively recent, so I wouldn't expect them to be back anytime soon. But
Okay.
I think I know where the ship might be now, and how someone might be able to reach it before it moves on. And I might be able to be willing to share this information
Well, that might
If-
be very nice of you.
if you are willing to do me a favor first.
Oh,
Consider it also
Tete.
a bit of a, I hate to say audition because that makes it sounds very casual, but you got to understand.
Listen, auditions can be more than casual.
Oh, I'm just saying, if you guys set out from here and make a big muckety muck with the King of Biting Ants,
It's your
and
ass
they-
on the line.
yes, not just my ass,
Everyone in town.
everyone in this city.
Yep, we
They
get that.
wouldn't know that we came from here.
I don't know what this guy can do. He's made of bugs. How does he talk? I don't understand that. So
maybe they're all talking at the same time.
that is a terrifying concept
Chorus.
that I have considered and would like to forget it again.
Oh, if they're
That's
oh
fair.
god, if they're a swarm person, we got Charlotte.
Hive-
They're cooked. They're dead.
Hive mind, yeah, hive.
Have you considered the fact that each of the bugs is a magic user?
That's Charlotte is super effective.
But anyway,
She just is like sipping her drink and she looks up and goes,
uh,
also mandibles, also spider eyes. So like,
spiders.
like please don't insult bugs. I am
Um,
well,
technically
technically
you're
I'm
arachnid.
arachnid.
Jinx.
Technically I'm arachnid.
Aw.
Scarchtit's request. Now I'm just going to read the block text to you here. If you're going to catch the mandibles of fate, you need something fast that'll let you catch it, but also something maneuverable enough that you'll be able to navigate patches of rough terrain.
Pod racing.
I think, kind of gestures to the garage, I think sand races would do the trick. I've got enough for the lot of you, but I've also got a bit of a problem. A former employee of mine has been causing me a lot of grief, and he thinks these sand races are his. He's demanded them as payment, and I'm not interested in caving to those demands. I need you to head out to his camp just outside of town and do whatever you can to convince him he doesn't want these sand racers after all. I fear
Seems
he
to
won't
be-
be interested in talking. So alas, so when it comes to violence, I trust you'll be up to the task as well. And if you're not, well, you have no business going after the King of Biting Ants.
These are not the sand racers you're looking for.
Just for
I'm Yoseki.
clarification,
Mind tricks don't work on me.
I'm sure those are your sand racers.
No,
Why
they
does
are.
he feel differently?
He feels that apparently being paid the wages he was being paid at the time wasn't sufficient, and that apparently doing like a few jobs entitles to him to like half a dozen sand races. Like
Oh,
that's not on the contract. What are you talking? That's like, oh yeah, I managed the shop for a day. You owe me your couch.
So
Like,
he's an
what-
idiot, is what
what-
you're saying.
I do not want to flavor your impression of the man like that. He is
Uh-huh.
dangerous. He is a sniper by trade. He is
Ooh.
patient. He is meticulous, and
See, that's
very
good to know.
potentially deadly. He used to do
And-
very good work for me, but then he started making weird demands.
As long as he doesn't surround his camp with landmines, we'll be fine.
wonder if he's in some trouble with someone else.
I mean, he
And
didn't
that's
say
why he's
anything,
making crazy
and I feel like
demands.
he could have come to me with that if he was, but he's just being very unreasonable, and I don't appreciate that. I am a businessman. I like frank and honest, repartee, so to speak.
And that's why we've had such an enjoyable experience with you.
How's the the boom burger?
Ah, it's good.
Really good.
You're not feeling any distress, are you?
Not yet.
Wow.
Okay, good.
Are you
Could
lactose
we
and
be?
toddler ants?
Lactose and toddler.
What even is that?
Are you lactose and toddler ants?
No,
Oh, well, that's
whatever
something
that
I'm
is.
going to call him now.
I wouldn't. I
Don't
wouldn't.
call your girlfriend.
Are
that,
you-
Please.
No, I'm
No,
gonna
are you
say-
are you lactose and biting ants?
And Todd.
Just gonna sail right by that like a sand racer. Yeah. Just a little more background. They once employed this gentleman to handle unpleasant situations from pleasant distances. They are a show band sniper named Tan Tekna. Tan Tekna.
Tan techno.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should mention at them suggesting that you guys may have to take care of them. What would be your kind of reaction to that? Do you like nonplussed? Well,
Murder's
concerned
pretty
at the
average.
prospect of
Love
violence?
Don't love it, but also he is a sniper by trade, so I guess it's a net good.
I mean,
Sniper,
we
no
get
sniping.
we get done what we need to get done, don't we, you guys?
And I mean, we can always try to talk to him.
Mm-hmm. That's true, Avi. We can.
That's
I
very
mean-
true.
I'm sure you're all
Mhm.
professionals
Mhm.
and that you will do whatever you need to do. But I just need you to get them to back off on their demands for the sand races. And hey, if you want to convince them to just leave town entirely, that would be great.
Oh.
I'd love to
Okay.
be able to walk out my door without, checking for targeting reticules.
Oh, they must not be a
Okay.
great sniper. All right.
Well, I'll be honest, I haven't left the canteen in a little while.
Fair play.
Also, notice none of the windows are. All the blinds are drawn in here.
I just thought that was aesthetic. Well done.
I mean, a little column A, a little column B.
2 birds, 1 stone, right?
What's a bird?
Definitely.
What's a bird?
2. Oh. fair
Oh.
enough. All right. Well,
Yeah.
What's a bird?
let's go.
Do you
let's
have
go
20 years?
murdering.
Space bird. Bird.
Spurred.
We'll just kind of stand up. All right. We'll guess we'll come back after we deal with that. Get the info.
All right.
Look at that.
Let me see your data pads, and I'll put the information on it.
Don't have a
Oh.
data pad.
Oh,
Oh,
What's that?
You know what?
I have a
Let me-
notebook.
let me draw you a little map. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
you-
and I just hand over the pen and paper.
Wait,
Um,
how much for one of those data pads?
You know what? Do a good job. I may throw one in for free.
Sweet.
Ooh.
Think of it as like a signing bonus, maybe.
Okay.
All right. So based on the map, actually, I just want to check before you guys head out, because much like Baldur's Gate, depending on how you resolve this, you won't get a chance to interact with anyone in this bar again. Were there any other questions you wanted to ask?
No, I'm good.
Is there
Just-
any relevant information that you feel we have not asked you yet?
Yeah, I like that question.
Wow. Very
I actually-
specific.
I actually really appreciate that question because there is a number of. It's one of those things again in the AP where they have a response for a specific question. They're like, unless the players stumble on this specific question, it's a little hard for me to get them to get so I can give you these answers. But
That's why I ask those questions.
so- what sort of supplies does the Mandibles of Fate stock up on? They reply, mostly what you'd expect: food, medical supplies, repair materials. But there are other requests as well. Stuff you might expect a spellcaster to need, magical supplies mostly, but other things from time to time. Last time he asked for 20 wagons filled with bones. Gave us a week to gather them.
Necromancer.
Fortunately, Seldo's been around for a while, and we have a fair number of boneyards to harvest from. Hopefully next time you won't need any more. We're down to the ones we're still using for the most part. Why not call these supplies what they are? Tribute. You don't actually ask this because this specifically kind of pisses her off a little bit. Call it what you will, but Seldo hasn't suffered from these visits. Can't say the same about other towns.
Fair
Um,
enough.
What have you heard about what the Mandibles of Fate are doing elsewhere? She shrugs as if to say she hasn't looked into the topic much. But anyone who wants can give me a perception check.
I will. I'm watching. Passive.
Oh heck yeah!
Heh.
I got a
Why
41.
not?
Avi passed the DC of 39, so
Hey.
she tells you
fine.
guys about some pretty unsettling rumors about devastating attacks on smaller towns, raids on Formian hivelands, and reports of using entire settlements to test out some sort of weapon that rumors hold can rip souls right out of flesh and enslave them forever.
Such devastation.
Truth or exaggeration, I'd rather not find out.
Good to know.
You guys ask about like the
Huh.
unpleasant impression she has of the King of Ants. You'll know why if you ever meet him. He's not the most pleasant person to talk to, or look at, or be around.
Avi, remind
Uh,
me to talk to you once we're out of here about our tree problem.
You guys specifically, Old Major Tenbei. All right, that is pretty much it.
Okay.
That's all the information. So, do you guys want to head out?
Yes. Once
Yeah.
we are outside and out of earshot of the building, I will look at Avi. A weapon that can rip souls from something. Huh. And then from my understanding of the Kiara problem, it's like the trolley
Bird is
problem, but
bird.
worse for us.
Bird.
Explain that to me, Will. I wanted to make sure you understand what the Troy problem is.
It's just it's a moral
Don't,
dilemma.
Don't explain it.
That's not all
That's a
the
gross
problem.
oversimplification.
It is, but with the
Yeah.
with the Kiara problem of her currently being attached, that could be something we use to detach them.
I already have something we can use to detach them.
Oh, well,
A
I tried to be
knife.
helpful.
What do you have there?
A knife.
All right, now I want to see a comic or something with Kiara on like a throne. Like, what have you got there? And it's just a tiny bat with a knife.
Avi with an.
And Kiara
No.
motion blurred. No.
All right. Well, that's about as helpful as I can be then. Cool. Let's go,
That's
murder.
okay.
All right.
It wouldn't be bad to have a
Break.
backup.
Okay,
Let's
how are
go
we going to
murder.
get to this particular area because it is outside of town?
It is a quarter
No.
mile outside of town, set in an
Quarter
area.
mile out of town.
There's a apparently Chiptooth is quite a little good sketch artist. They have drawn this very specific landmark that is like three large boulders rise from the sand to form sort
That's
of
a nice
a
boulder.
a natural shelter against the wind.
The boulder is a natural
You know how like
shelter
if
against the wind.
people try and set up like a tent out in the woods with using like three sticks. That's what happened with these boulders, which is actually kind of cool.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's get walking.
Oh, we don't have to walk.
Mm.
Yeah, we don't have to walk. Let's make a
Ha-
hawk
ha-
boat.
Oh, what?
Hawk
Yeah.
boat. And I pull out a coin. Hawk boat.
Or
Yeah, if you want to use one.
I can make
yeah.
more. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you, Ophelia?
No. What is that?
Okay. I take the coin and cast it to make the hawk boat is like the flying shuttle, right? That's the
It's
thing.
it's a not a it's
Space shuttle, I suppose.
no. Oh, boy.
spider.
A spider.
It is your magic. Like you guys got this as sort of a reward for helping with that much larger magical sailing ship test flight. This is a smaller
Right.
ship. It can hold, I think, about maybe a dozen people on it. It will require a driving check to.
I can do
navigate.
that. I'll drive
Um,
after I cast it.
You-
It. Poof.
it kind of
Bah!
pops into existence, and immediately a few people in the street are like, "Ah!" and run for cover.
Hey,
All arms up in the air. Boat.
Enders, do you have a little lesser restoration for Charlotte? They've been drinking a lot tonight. We're about to drive.
You actually see Endures in Darkness's feet sticking out from under the boat, much like the witch from
Ah.
The Wizard of Oz.
Well, we've killed Endures in Darkness, Charlotte. It wasn't me.
It's so nice and dark under here.
Oh, he's
I'd
alive.
start.
Pull him out.
I know it is. It's all right. Let's go. And I
Tiny-
just like
Tiny cloud
I
of
do.
spores.
I carry indoors and one of my sets of arms as I hop onto the boat.
You guys ever considered getting like a baby Bjorn for him?
Hey,
Just kinda put it in
look.
Gama's mouth.
I have.
No, I don't want to be close like that.
You could
I
rest the
have.
chin on the top of his little mushroom head.
I look. The idea has come to me. Yes.
Truly.
Brings
a
a new
pocket.
meaning to the phrase pocket healer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who was that bit from Adventure Time where Jake was in Finn's pocket the entire episode?
Yeah. The dimensions of what Jake is make no sense, but like that's just
Conservation
Adventure
of
Time.
mass? What?
What? Baking pancakes, my friends. Baking pancakes. Anyway, driving check in this general direction. I'm gonna run a hero point.
You run over a gray hairs group out on a day tour of the city.
Suddenly,
No,
five stars
I'm
appear in
taking the
corner of
hero
our screen.
point. I'm taking the hero point. 32. That's not
That's-
much better.
Actually, no, that's decent.
Is
You're
it?
not-
I'm not familiar with the area,
You
so like
are- well,
I'm
you're just-
hesitant.
You're just trying to get up into the sky, and a few people on what you assume are like the sand vehicles that were mentioned before, kind of like zoom slightly out of the way, like a bicycle, almost hitting a car or something, and they don't honk at you necessarily, but they've got little like
And they're doing that
Little
at the
honk.
distance. They're like, boop.
Oh yeah, so you guys can head out of the city. All right, I should ask a couple questions. You guys are flying a vehicle now, so you'll be able to get there pretty quick. Are you guys going right now? I believe it's actually probably past sundown now. Because you guys went to the casino late and then you didn't even go back to the
Yeah.
hotel room.
Stealth opportunities.
We're very stealthy.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. If you're intending to be stealthy, are you planning to stealth with your boat right up to the rocks? Are you going to
will
land?
park-
Invisibility sphere.
Are you going to land a little close? Are you going to like try and hover over?
My thought process was we get close to it and then kind of park behind.
How
Park.
big is
Park.
invisibility sphere lately?
That's a good question, McKenna.
10 feet.
How large is a hawk boat? It holds
10
20.
sphere.
Hmm.
What if we just hide in half of the boat and cast
I-
invisibility sphere on half of it?
10 feet in every direction then?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in chat. What am
It's
What am
quite-
I trying to remember things
Quite
for?
Interesting. I looked up hawk boat and there are actual boats called hawk boats that are like
10-foot emanation.
fishing
So yeah,
boats.
10 foot from where you're
Obby.
standing in each direction, essentially.
Yes. So that would be 10 foot.
18
So
radius, 20
unfortunately,
feet
that
across.
does result in the prow of your ship just sort of sticking out, which is a weird sight for anyone who's seeing it. If you cast this, it's just like a triangle of a ship seemingly suspended in midair, floating along.
We are
Just
doubling
chop it
down
off.
on our alien origins by being an unidentified flying object.
There's also something to be said for if it only lasts for 10 minutes, we may want it to get up close. In the first
All right, so
place.
what is the plan? You
Yeah.
guys are just starting to like coast out of the city in the air. What is the plan?
Mm.
I
Fine.
would say get relatively close, get on the ground, hide this thing someplace
Invisibility
sneak up on
sphere
him?
in.
sneaky, and then sneak in with invisibility sphere.
That's the plan.
That's a plan. Whether it works, I don't know.
Just because I want to paint a proper mental picture for myself, how far away are you going to stop from the rock formation and approach?
If we are traveling long enough that the sun has gone down, at least, or suns, as it were, however many there are, the idea, my assumption is that we get just within a sort of distance that we can walk, so maybe 300? No, more than that. How many feet?
Well, I guess my question to you, Matthew,
Okay.
is what is our knowledge of sniping? And what from our conversation with Lil Miss Lady.
Gunslingers
Is
exist
he
in
ex-
Galarian. So we
Is he expecting anything is the major question. Would he
the impression
expect
that you
attacks?
got, the impression you got from there, that while they aren't necessarily probably expecting a specific like threat, like they're not lying in wait for someone to come and kill them right now, they are an experienced operative of sorts, and so they probably have some sort of like security or way to prevent themselves from just being, someone walking up behind them and shooting them in the back of the head.
Right, training.
Not to
Natural
mention, as a
instinct training.
sniper, they probably are pretty alert and probably have a good perception check, or even a
Probably.
good passive perception.
Mm,
More my question was if he happens to be looking on his little scope right now, like what's the range on that thing, and would we have any concept of what that is?
1,000 meters, and yes, we would. They exist on Galarian.
Well,
But we
not
don't
with-
know. This is a space sniper. A sniper.
I mean, look at that little red dot moving around your forehead, Will. What's that?
You got
You don't
chicken
know.
pox. You got chicken pox.
No, I'm joking.
uh-oh.
The space fever, bonitis. Oh no, I forgot to treat my bonitis. I was too busy being an 80s guy. Shanked me with a broken pool cue.
Oh,
Well, look at as
God.
far as we can go with
The sliver's hurt.
invisibility sphere. Maybe we just get like
like a solid, no,
If we want,
300
if we
feet, 400 feet away.
sure.
Can't
Yeah.
we ride on Gamma?
Yes, we could ride on Gamma.
I would say, because I think we've done this maneuver before, you guys could ride on the back of Gamma. You wouldn't be able to necessarily move terribly fast because there's a lot of you.
Nope, Gamma has the proper traits to move his full speed with all of us on his back.
Okay. And he isn't big enough that he would be sticking out of the invisibility sphere, I think.
He is
Correct.
he is a huge creature. He is still small enough. He is not
Okay,
gargantuan.
just.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
So Gamma's just like sucking his gut a little bit. So yes, you guys
Aw,
could
no
you guys
shame.
could you guys
Don't make
could
them to make
land
'em laugh.
you could land like 100 feet, 200 feet away if you want, and then proceed. How fast does Gamma move? How fast is his fly speed?
His
This
fly
one-
speed is 30 feet in action, so 90 speed, 90 feet. Now
How
I'm
long does
adding
invisibility
space.
sphere last?
10 minutes.
Okay, so that's a lot of rounds. So yeah, you probably would be able to get from a distance of 100 feet up to the camp if you were, using 3 actions to move every round.
I mean,
That's
we
math.
would get that if it's 100 feet away. We would get that in 2 rounds.
All right.
So
Right,
we would
what do we
still have
see? What do we
9
see?
minutes and
Hold on, I need to check something.
50 some odd seconds left.
Yucky! Stop
48.
doing math. What are you? What are you? What are you doing math for? What are we playing?
I'm just looking at all of your character sheets.
I don't like that. Is what I would say if I didn't like that. You can
I
do
just-
whatever you want, God.
Don't do that to me. That'll go to my head. I am absolutely just admiring the wonderful work you guys have done building your characters.
These
That
sheets be
sounds-
huge, huh?
Is there something in particular you're looking for that I can help you with? Ryan?
No, because
No,
then
he doesn't
I'd have-
want you to know what it is.
Yeah, then I'd have to tell you what I'm looking for.
If you're looking to do stealth, secret stealth rolls, you can actually do that yourself from the GM console, right?
That is not what I'm looking to do.
Okay.
But
Do you want me
I
to help
could be
you?
lying.
Because I know nothing.
And finally, who am I missing? I am missing Avi Avi.
Gamma.
Nobody could miss Avi Avi.
I mean, she's
She's
pretty
right
small. It
here.
actually could be pretty easy.
I
Could
mean, if she
also
wasn't
be-
here, I would miss her. I would miss her a lot, actually.
Could also just be secret perception checks.
Could be, but is it?
I have a feeling it is.
Secret. Secret.
Secret
Also, I should ask,
tunnel.
well, is Gamma like a
Secret
little
tunnel.
ghost now? I'm looking at his token. Or is that a different
That's a
Gamma?
different Gamma.
Where's normal?
Gamma Tatsu. Gamma Tatsu is a summon. Gamma Kichi.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Gamma Kichi
Welcome to the stream.
is my main one.
Okay.
Blame,
Alright.
Oh,
I think
blame
I know
Welcome.
what I need.
Naruto. Blame the Naruto naming conventions for
We're
things.
trying
Blame it on
to
the
sneak
Naruto.
up on a sniper.
All right.
sniper.
All right.
Space sniper.
So,
Alright,
Sniper.
we're gonna proceed with the plan.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna try.
You guys land about 100 feet away.
Sure.
Not
Mm.
your ship is not invisible at this point.
Not yet, no.
Okay. You land. I think the ship either desummons or folds back into a coin.
Cool.
And you guys proceed on foot. Are you attempting to be stealthy beyond just invisibility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I
we're
am.
all rolling stealth, right?
Yes. Everyone please roll
Oh.
stealth. Invisibility sphere is up. So, oh, a 42, 35, 38.
Y'all
Uh-oh.
really
Motherfucker. Will.
y'all really
What?
did say
Bro, what?
Take untrained improvisation. What's wrong with you?
Actually, hold on,
or is
hold
it
on.
uncanny whatever the one that makes you not have a plus
Well,
nothing to certain stats? Will.
Help.
I'm also saying, because I believe you guys' plan was to invisibility float in on back of Gamma, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are getting a benefit from
Yes.
that. Will is not accidentally kicking a space bucket that was just lying in the desert for some reason.
Bucket.
That's true, but Gamma also rolled an 8.
Oh, Gamma doesn't get skill proficiencies
I'm just gonna say, on the
because
8
they
from,
made the summoners shitty. Sorry.
I'm gonna say that you all are pretty stealthy. You are just floating above. You all like are not keeping yourselves from sneezing. You're keeping your equipment belts from like making dingling dangly little noises. No bat sonar that you have to fight your inner instincts not to do. Um, Gamma though, looking around, makes a bit of a surprised croak. And
Does he have a chicken
Actually-
pock on his head?
actually, you know what? Not Gamma. You guys were pay attention, no attention to what Gamma does. But I'm going to say also an important thing. Ophelia, Charlotte, and Avi Avi. Now, Will, remind me, passive perception. How does that work? Is it
It's-
just a perception, or is it perception
It's
plus
10
10?
plus your perception.
Yeah,
yes.
okay. Good. So, you guys, both Ophelia, Charlotte, and Avi Avi, by a very slim margin as you're approaching the rock formation, you're within like 30 feet now. You guys spy something moving ever so slightly between some rocks. And you realize there is a long metal barrel slightly swiveling back and forth between two sets of rocks on either side of like sort of the approach to this. And it almost looks like, you guys don't have a great frame of reference for this, but it almost looks like sometimes you've seen people hiding with like mounted crossbows. But these are like the rifle that Igora picked up in the shop, but they're just almost like on a tripod or something, and there's like a couple little glowing dots in there, like some sort of battery pack or something.
Eight turrets.
You guys beat its stealth of 33 with your passive perception of 34.
34? Oh my
Nice.
god.
So, but with the I'm gonna say, just to flavor this, someone like tenses up just because they've seen this and accidentally pinches Gamma a little bit, and Gamma lets out a little squeak croak,
Mama.
and
Yeah,
Igora
well,
without
I'm not stealthy, so not my problem.
um
I can't be stealthy, healy, tanky, and fighty.
Why
guys-
not? How dare you?
you guys hear a
How
quick
dare
little
you.
a little shuffle like sound of like boots on stone, and then from above you hear, "That's far enough." Admittedly in Akatonian, which thankfully you guys still understand. And you see above sort of like a pile of rocks that seems to have been set up almost as like a little defensive point, on top of one of the larger rocks, a head with another long barrel kind of pointing down. They're not opening fire. They haven't targeted you guys with any sort of targeting thing, but their gun is pointed at you, and they are aware of you guys now.
Yeah, but we're still hidden. from them,
But
so they still
yeah,
have to make
they're
a
still
DC
invisible.
15 flat check to hit us. So
Well, they also can't see you,
yeah,
but they just know someone's there.
Yeah, I
Um,
messaged Gamma, move 5 feet to the left
Yeah.
as slowly as possible, just to see if they follow us.
I know you're there, and I don't want to have to start setting off whole bunches of flechettes just to find out where you are.
Did they follow us when we moved the 5 feet?
It's hard to tell. They are slowly moving the barrel of the gun back and forth. Plus, it's kind of dark here. Does anyone, by the way, have dark vision?
Nah.
Bat! Does
Gamma
the bat? Does the
But I have dark vision.
I don't know. Maybe you're really bad at being a bat.
Aww.
I don't know.
You know.
a
yeah,
devastating
maybe.
insult?
Do you even eat bugs and berries?
I
Yes.
do eat bugs and
I know.
berries.
I
Who
have-
do you think you're talking to, God?
I have specifically had the lunch lady bring you those things. I'm well aware. But yeah, they are. I know you're there. I'm interested in talking if you're here for trouble.
Do we get the impression that this is the man himself and not
This
just
it matches the description.
I can message him? Does anyone else have a message?
Yeah.
Nor.
No.
Well, if Igra has message, I will let Igra do the talking because
I don't have message. I have blowhorn.
That's
Can you
not the
not?
same
Can
thing.
you not bullhorn? What? No.
I mean, at this level, I can be heard clearly up to a mile away.
Yeah. Well, they'll
you
know
know
where
what?
we
Go
are.
for it.
you
Go for it.
dingus.
Bullhorn at him. Threaten him. Threaten him with bullhorn instead of message. What am I thinking?
I mean, we can talk to him. Like, here's the thing, Avi. If you do the messaging, you have to make the charisma rolls.
Exactly. That's why I was
Yeah.
asking if anyone else has anything else.
It might just be safer for us just to talk to the guy.
No. I want to be clear without an ounce of irony. I think using bullhorn is the better option, both mechanically and for roleplay reasons.
I think
And
it's
I
funny.
think you should do it.
Cool, I'm doing
I
it.
think it's funny. I think
So
you
a
should
mile
do
away,
it.
I can be heard. We are members of the Magambia, great and powerful. We're technically here to get you to leave town. Now,
What a struggle.
whether that be done in a body bag or by your own volition is entirely up to you.
I mean,
There we
listen.
go.
We're not above bribing people. Question.
Yeah,
Are you saying this out loud, Ophelia?
yeah.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have bullhorn on.
So it's like. Blah, 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 blah.
Say, let's now.
Also, if
Let's
we're a quarter mile out of town, everyone in the city can hear us.
some lights come on at the edge of the city.
You jerk. The last time you used this, you. Well, not the last time. I think it was actually the first time you used it. You made quite the spectacle out of us, and we
Yeah.
made a lot of enemies.
Pan Tikna continues to like slowly pan the rifle around something, but you almost get the impression, though you can't really see their face very well, is like a raised eyebrow. Like, all right, first off, on a bit of a list here, what is the Magambia?
Don't worry about it. Avi
Don't
says
worry about it for now. It is an organization. That's all you need to know. I honestly, like I said, just here to get you to leave town. So
I'm not in town if the rock formation hasn't quite.
and to get you to leave town and to walk away from the sand speeders that you want. There you go.
I see what this is about.
So we can do this
Oh.
civilly, or we can
Tell
do
him
this
that.
less civilly. It's up to you.
Old little Wormtail sent you to find me, did you?
I like that nickname.
So, what makes you think that you deserve those sand speeders? What's the story?
Well,
You
let
have
me
a
tell you my
contract?
Let me tell you my backstory.
Did you
You
get?
need to
Did
keep
you
it
get
under
it in
5
writing?
minutes.
Lord dump on us. We don't
Why?
mind.
Are you going to explode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're actually setting a timer right now.
I have kept my eyes on the clock, actually. So I'm just going to sort of summarize this. I'm not going to voice act the whole thing. Tan Tekna explains that they worked for Skartich for several years, as first as a guard, and then increasingly as sniper support for several of her riskier business ventures. Eventually, she failed to honor a promise to supply Tan Tekna and his family, who still live nomadic lives in the nearby hinterlands, with a fair share of the sand racers he recently helped her to acquire. Tan Tekna decided his honor wouldn't allow him to work for her any more. You get the impression honor is important to him. He further explains that with the sand racers, his family could relocate quickly and safely, far from the increasing dangers of this region. He kind of alludes
Oh.
to the mandibles of fate. Now that Skartis has gone back on their promise and taken half of the vehicles, her counter offer of one racer was frankly insulting. Cut ties with her and is trying to make up his mind regarding next steps.
Would you rather have an airship?
Yeah, how many people? Yeah.
How many
Do you need
people
to
you
move?
got? That Charlotte does actually like speak up at this point, and it's just like, how many people do you have in your family nomadic? Your nomadic family. Like how many people in the whole?
About half a dozen.
Yeah.
It,
we're
d-
good.
you know,
Okay.
it doesn't actually specify, but considering they're only talking about some sand skimmers or what have you.
Well, when do you want to go? We could help you move tonight.
I could even provide you something to use for future use as well.
Yeah, it's better than a sand skimmer, honestly.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Hold on, are you saying you're offering transport?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
Not just transport, but like a vehicle that you can keep, right?
You could actually
Yeah.
live in it, probably, actually, right?
It's pretty big.
Pretty
Huh.
big.
Relatively. If you had about two, you could take the whole encampment and continue
you-
to grow,
Are
honestly.
you offering to?
If you leave town, yeah. I mean, leave of town, officially go like out of relative
Amiibo.
area
Look.
within.
And maybe promise to leave Scartage alone.
Look,
Yeah.
We don't agree with what they did, but we'll be
We
frank
kind
here.
of need them.
Yeah. We're dealing with the threat you're running from.
That's true.
well, my threat is perhaps a little less specific than you're indicating, but it's a rich tapestry of threats and concerns. But
Correct.
this still leaves the. She made a deal and she went back on it, and
And
What was the
sometimes when
exact
you deal with the
verbiage?
Yoski mob, you get burned. Bud.
Eh.
is someone willing to make a diplomacy check to try and give them, like, convince them that the alternative to seeing this, honor feud to the, like, end one way or another, like, you could
Yes.
try and negotiate a peace between the two parties beyond
Listen,
just giving them
I
up.
once
but-
knew my sister and I used to get in a lot of fights. A lot of fights when we were younger. And you just have to put some things under the water. You can't hold grudges. And you're gonna kill yourself if you hold on to it too
Well, we would
long.
have to kill you.
You're gonna fester, and it's just not a good look on you. You seem like a really nice person. If you didn't seem like a nice person, we would have just killed you. But we don't want to do that. It's a 40.
It's a 40.
I'll assist.
It's a
That's
It's a
40.
40.
That's a 42.
41. Actually, technically,
I
that
crit
is a,
succeeded. That's a 42 for you.
it's a 44.
Remind me, what level are you guys?
16.
All right, let me just check something here.
Yes, that's a success against the level of DC.
It is. I hadn't looked at 16 in a
You
hot
Mattering.
minute.
seem like an
No mattering.
upstanding, cool, and honorable person. So we want you to be successful somewhere else and far away from danger. And listen, it's gonna get a lot safer once what did we decide to call him?
Ants in your pants.
Ants in your pants gets
The sky
Murdered
darkens slightly.
by us. So now's
Um,
actually a perfect opportunity for you.
So, I just want to make sure I've got this straight here. Are you offering me alternative transport that you're just going to give me enough to transport my whole family, or are you offering to get Scartish to honor their half of the agreement?
The first one.
It's better than the pod racers. And if you want, we'll slap them on the wrist.
Remind me, you guys, are these, like, you're talking about giving them these hawk boats or what have you?
I can make them.
Do they only
So cool.
last for one use though, or
I
are they
have no
just?
idea.
I also do not know.
This is not a magical item that
This
I
was
know.
not indicated.
Charlotte has the ability to make them.
Oh, I may have to look this up.
Yeah,
And
I went to
maybe-
go look for it and I couldn't find anything about him.
Maybe we can also teach you how to make the boats. Just for future reference. You know, teach a man to fish and all that.
Give me
I
a
mean-
second here.
If you keep them out the entire time, and if they have no time frame, could just keep them out forever.
Yeah, because Swan Boat Feather Token. Hold on, are we talking about the Swan Boat Feather Token?
Whatever the item is, Matt, I don't know.
What is it in your character sheet, Sarah?
It is in my character sheet as a blueprint for a hawk boat. I was never given the actual like an item associated with it. Just that we got a coin for a hawk boat, and then I broke it down so I could get the blueprint.
All right,
To
give
make
me
them.
a quick, because I just want to make sure we're not going on a crazy limb here.
Matt really wants us to fight this guy.
Well, no, but I'm just because, to be clear, the Swan Boat Feather Token that you guys were given a reward is just a boat. It doesn't fly. But I feel like
Oh,
you
there
guys
was,
did
like-
get something, yeah. So I'm just trying to figure this out. Give me a moment here. I'm just going through that particular adventure.
I would have known about the.
Dahlia, what's wrong? You came in here, meow, meow, meow.
Okay,
See,
hold on.
anytime
So,
I
sorry, yes.
search in and
It is.
I get
It's
Hawk
a special modification of the Swan Boat Feather Token. It is a Hawk Boat Feather Token, except for the fact that the ship has a 60-foot fly speed. Here's the thing, though. Because this is a token, as far as I'm aware, it's a one-use item. You can make them, but unless you're willing to make a whole bunch for this guy, you're essentially giving him a nice Winnebago that only can go one way.
Well, then see previous. Just ignore the moral dilemma. Cut your Just ignore the honor dilemma. Cut your losses and get out of here with your life, man.
Also, again, is there anything that they're single? I don't understand how the things work, maybe, because if they're single use, what if you just didn't turn them back into a coin?
They only last for a certain amount of time.
How long?
They're like temporary magic items that work for a short period of time and then they're gone.
Well, maybe we teach him.
Yeah, let's teach him.
Or he just cuts his losses and gets out of here with his life.
Hey, Igora, what's our occupation? First and
What
foremost.
is your occupation, Spartans?
If I'm going off of what we've spent the most time doing, murdering things.
Well, maybe
Igora.
on screen, Igora, but off screen, most of us spend most of our time teaching.
That's a fair point, actually. You
but
guys
also
spend
teaching to
bursts
murder,
of
so
6 minutes at a
And
time.
I think it would be thematically relevant if we were to solve this situation by teaching him something. I think that would be neat.
teaching
Doesn't anyone-
montage.
Know how to make things.
Let me check if they have any points in crafting.
They about
No,
to
but he's
learn
got a
today.
family of 6 people. Maybe one of them do.
You're asking for a lot here. Give me
Look
a
it up.
moment.
Look it up.
He has a very specific set of skills. Crafting is not one of them.
Maybe he's good at crafting guns. Oh.
And there are 6 other people in that party of his, Matthew. You're gonna tell me that not one of them knows?
I'm surprised that he
4
doesn't.
of them are children.
I guess we
Well-
just, I guess we just didn't hit the list of DCs though. I would imagine there'd be a
Children-
check. Like
Children
we did
can
the
make things.
Well, here's the thing, actually. Let me just look at this.
because Zoe got
Good
a
idea.
44 effectively.
Do I do the thing again? I can do it again.
No. Well, here's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
To
Yes.
convince them to There are 3 potential options here. 1, you guys fight him. 2, you say, oh, no, we're going to go and help you kill Skartich, and we're going to take on the entire cantina in a, like Baldur's Gate genocide run where we kill the camp. And 3, you try and broker a peace between them. There are no DCs involved with any of these options. It's weird.
Well, this would be brokering.
That's because it's
We're trying to-
entirely up to you, bud.
Yeah, we're trying to broker a peace. That's the option we're going for.
Or at least convince him to leave.
Yeah. If the heroes bring up the idea of renegotiating with Skartich, he expresses doubt about the likelihood of such a situation, but is willing to make the attempt. He agrees to return to the cantina with you to meet with Skartich, but only if you promise to have their back if negotiations break down. So
Okay.
if fight happens, he wants your word, and this seems like a big thing for him because he's, big on honor, that you will have his back if combat breaks out.
I mean, here's the thing.
Dialogue bar appears at the bottom of the screen. Refuse, accept.
I don't know you, and my only obligation is to these
Alright.
people.
We can't do that because if it goes bad and she dies, we lose the information that we need.
All right, so murder.
I don't want to murder this guy.
We
He
have.
has a family. He
Those
just
are-
told us about his family.
Listen, if he doesn't see, if he can't
Um,
see sense, if he can't see sense and
hold on,
leave at this
hold
point,
on.
he's just.
I'm just trying to think. I want you guys to give me either a perception or a society check.
Something ready that will mess with him.
Oh,
All right, elemental. What elemental?
this whole time, the rest of my computer's audio has not been going through my headphones. All right, so we've got this is 41 society from Ophelia, 34 from Avi Avi.
I have a
Does
negative
anyone
one
want to
to
roll society perception?
No, because I'm bad at both.
That's fine. Nothing will happen if you fail.
it.
Like
36
the only thing
perception.
that will matter is if you roll higher than anyone else.
Matt, the only good idea I had tonight failed spectacularly, so I'm not having high hopes right now.
What idea was that? What idea was that?
To give him the
boats.
boat.
To craft him a boat.
See, here's the
Mhm.
thing. I love the idea of taking a third option based on gear that you guys happen to have. And you could just do that. It would result, if you don't tell him, though, that they're a one-off thing. You could do that.
Well,
You could
Ooh.
strand his
Arguably
family in
speaking.
the desert.
We haven't told him
arguably
yet.
speaking, if time were not an option, he has a bunch of equipment here, motorized equipment, right?
Well, he has some
Yeah.
auto turrets. That's it.
Right. Parts.
I feel like Charlotte could take those parts and make something relatively.
Would it not be
meaningful
beneficial
out of
to
it.
But
say, like, let's
before we
provide
go-
something for him?
Before we go down this track, I'm just going to say, with the lovely 41 Society from Ophelia, you did get the impression that this is not like a blood feud with Skartich. They are not howling for this guy. It is a disagreement between coworkers. No one has been shot. No one has died. No one has been killed. There has been no violence yet. There's been some,
And-
disagreement. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that you could renegotiate this and you'll never have to make good on any sort of promise to back one side in a fight. It's not an impossible situation.
I acquiesce to the party. Whatever you guys want
I
to do.
want to see if Charlotte can make something, and maybe we can help. I think
Well,
that's a good idea.
If we get the luckiness, here's the thing, is if what we're saying here is this particular area does not have the kind of supplies to arguably create something, then we could say, well, let's go and have you negotiate with Skartush with the understanding that we will assist in making something from available resources that would be beneficial for him without her losing her sand racers.
That sounds good.
I should point out that, unlike with this guy, there is a negotiation DC involved in convincing Skartich.
Yes.
Yes.
And we will hit it. We're gonna hit
Well,
it.
let's try option A. Or plan A, where we maybe try to make something.
You got like metal bits or anything?
Yeah, you got metal bits. You got wood bits. What you got?
All right. Let's just play this out mentally for a moment. Explain to me what you hope to create with your crafting.
Take it away, crafter. Our beautiful, beautiful alchemist crafter.
Sarah's looking something up, I think.
She's keeping us in suspense.
Sand skimmer
Yeah.
with motorized pieces to crush the scan. But if we have
and a
like
sail, arguably better than just a regular sand skimmer that you're fucked if you run out of gas.
Mm-hmm.
but like large enough.
And big enough for the whole family.
Aw, it's family friendly. Just like this channel.
Just don't scroll up in chat.
Do it. Don't be
Alright.
a coward.
All right.
Dare I
So you know
ask?
what? I like the idea, and I'm willing to entertain this. But ultimately, whether or not we go through with this particular branch of the story will come down to a crafting check. So, also, actually, hold on. You are proposing the idea that we take his like auto turrets, deconstruct them to make a vehicle.
Unless he has other metal bits and bobs around.
He does not.
Then that
Do
is
you want
the proposal, yes.
He hiked out here with a couple guns on sticks, stuck them in concealed positions, and was trying to figure out what he was going to do out here and protecting himself at the same time.
Are the guns
How
made of
much-
metal, Matt?
You suspect so?
Okay.
How much money to just buy a ship somewhere? Ship part.
You have,
Probably really expensive.
I am not paying for a ship.
and remember, he doesn't need just one. Scarch has offered him one, and he found that insulting.
He either walks away with his life or whatever what Charlotte makes. It is their choice at this point.
I'm not saying anything.
There was, I think Will walked away for
Oh.
that. There was like a renegotiation option here, Will. So that's plan B if the crafting doesn't work.
Okay.
We're going to try the crafting.
That's
Sarah,
fair.
please feel free to...
Can
Here's
we
the
assist
thing,
with
though.
some crafting rolls?
He wants to
To
fight.
convince him to potentially give up his only defensive things, like his auto turrets, which are part of his defenses, to deconstruct them to potentially make a boat that may not work, I'm going to need a diplomacy check to convince him
Listen, you're the auto turret. You're better than any auto turret. Look. That's when we were invisible. Like, that's very impressive. I think that
All
you
right.
could totally. you
48
don't
is
need him.
acceptable.
Shameless.
You
You
don't need
seem,
him.
you seem very willing to help, and he recognizes that.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, feel free to give me a crafting check.
If we didn't think you were chill, we would have just killed you.
47.
One of us in the party
47.
is definitely still
I-
not thinking about it.
I'm gonna roll a help check for crafting anyway, just for fun.
That
The
critically
37.
succeeds. So that will give Charlotte a +2, so it becomes a 49.
So, do you want to roll a help crafting check and
Yeah.
see if we can't make it a cool 50?
As a 33.
So 51.
Did I just derail you?
No such
51.
thing.
51.
These are sand skimmers,
What
not a
did we
train.
make? 51.
You know what? Here's the thing. You already rolled for that performance check the DC that would take for the renegotiation in town anyway. So I'm just I'm gonna
51.
I'm gonna say this works for Sarah.
51.
Sarah got a good
Crafting
crafting check,
Crafting
and I
check.
like the ingenuity involved in this situation. I never expected you guys to come up with a third option, so you have surprised me, and I appreciate that. So I'm going to let the AP fall to the side because the AP does not account for any of this.
No.
But
Yay!
Well,
heck
they,
with the
they,
AP.
they really can't, right? Like,
No, they can't.
yeah.
So
it's
you know what?
kind
Could
of
you
impossible.
imagine if they were like, if your players don't want to negotiate and don't want to fight and don't want to fight the other guys, they can always try crafting.
Believe it or not,
A whole new boat for them.
that actually has happened in a PFS scenario that I was running. There was like, hey, if they don't want to do any of these options and want to do something else that's out of left pocket, just increase the DC from this option by
Yeah.
2, which is what I think is the standard now for Pathfinder.
Not to
stuff
mention the
anyway.
fact, I'm just going to point this out, Sarah.
Nice.
You managed to hit the DC check for level 24. So, good job on that. That's
I can craft
Almost-
anything. Quite literally, it's in my
Yes.
feat list.
You have the MacGyver feat.
I have some MacGyver feat, so it's
But-
like as long as I reasonably, my process and thought process, as long as I reasonably come up with a really stupid drawing of what I'm making, that's relatively.
It wasn't a stupid drawing, it was a perfectly acceptable blueprint. But I'm going to say this. You say you can craft anything, but can you? I glanced to the golden ending. Can you craft redemption?
I can craft.
One of
a
us
I'm
might
working
need that in
towards
the
it,
party.
bud.
Yeah, one of us
You
might need that in the
craft-
party.
I got a necklace that says I'm working on it.
I haven't opened it yet.
Secret boss.
I'm working on it.
The secret
said I'm
boss is just
working.
Igra murdering everything.
Inside,
Uh-oh.
it's just a hotel room key inside.
Oh,
Spicy?
Hopefully she
Spicy.
fought a lot of knights.
Spice?
There's only one bed.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, that's the general
Oh,
idea.
what a crazy mistake I've made
I've only booked one bed.
in
what
this
is
room
it?
with a
I
hot
said
tub.
that. What did I send you, McKenna, of the
That's
person
full of
who's
hot chocolate.
circumventing the fanfic things where it's like, oh, we only have one bed. That's okay. I only like ordered one bed. Why are you telling me you only have one bed? That was the
that's
whole
what I
thing.
booked.
That's what I booked.
Oh no, I spilled my drink. I guess I'll have to take my shirt off. Don't worry, I have a spare.
Right? It's like, oh my god, what is that? What is that? Oh my god, it's the
Oh no, I
Sakamichi. It's the anime of My Name is Sakamichi, where it's like every reasonable situation.
Haven't you heard?
Haven't you heard of Sakamichi-san or something? Where it's like, hey,
He
we're
can
pulling
never
his
not
chair
be
out.
cool.
He sits.
Air chair. He can never not be cool.
He can never not be cool.
All right, so
Right. So you got your boat. You're all good. You're not gonna bother Scartage anymore.
So arguably speaking, I'm just gonna break this down for you. Arguably speaking, if we look at it from the pieces, I can craft and get together something that is of a marginal size. And let's just say he had like a makeshift cloth tent that he came with him, hence the sail. So makes a tent with the sail, has some rope, puts it in, sets it up, sets it to where it's got like just enough that like, you know, decent amount of family size can hop into it, but also like they can put all their stuff and travel with it instead. There. See, so it's not ginormous, it's relatively sized. Also, it looks much cooler because it's made from like gun turrets.
A mini span, if you will.
It's really
Yeah, something
cool.
like that.
I like it. Also,
I mean, the
like,
gun turrets are absolutely not functioning now, and their power cells are being used for the engine.
Of course, that was the whole point. Look, make
yeah.
make reasonable things instead of guns. Make peace, not guns.
I mean, defenses are good.
You do know I'm a sniper, right? That's my trade, and I kind of need guns to do my work.
You really only
Well, I
need
didn't take the one in your hands.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying.
But
the
if you'd
whole-
like to give it to us as a job well done, because we would have looted it off of your dead body. had
He
we had to
drives
pay-
away.
Yeah.
Igra. Oh, that's why you wanted to fight. That's why you wanted to fight somebody. Igra, what's up with guns lately? You've never
I
been a
don't.
gun
No, it's not
person.
even
All
the
of a
gun.
sudden-
I just
now
want
you're
to
like-
fight something. We're on an alien planet. I want to fight an alien.
We just fought so many
We fought
aliens
so
before
many.
coming
Those were
here.
extraplanar creatures, not aliens.
Oh
Yes,
my
but we almost
God.
died to them, by the
You
way.
guys are arguing
You
out in the
choose
desert.
now to be
No,
pedantic.
one of them was a freaking many-headed triangular dog. I don't know
all
what
the
you want
time,
more
Sarah,
than that.
choose to
Let's
care about
go.
nuance,
I
Igora.
appreciate.
I
Rum
lost
Shada is
the
correct. Rum Shada is correct. Semantics. Semantics.
Shana is always correct.
Group hug.
All right, all right.
I love the
Oh.
party arguing out in the desert. We
Oh,
pan out
Igor's
as
had
they're
blowhorn this entire time.
Then the like
No,
the
you haven't.
that really lively
How long
music-
is that?
See,
that
it's a
lovely
cantrip.
music that always plays at
It's
the
a
end of Looney
cantrip.
Tunes as the black circle kind of just like zooms in on the screen. Do, 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 do.
It lasts
That
for
may-
10
that-
minutes,
that-
though.
that's all, folks. All right, so I'm just gonna speed through this next part. You guys defeated Tan Tekna. You can return to the cantina to collect your payment. The Yoseki crime boss is true to their word. They are a crime boss of their word, providing each of
this
the
case.
heroes with a sand racer. Gamma cannot fit on a sand racer.
Gamma-
Aw,
Gamma
he is
does-
a sand
So
racer.
silly. She's like, no. I won't give you sand racers, sir. And then she sees these people that she met 4 hours ago, and she's like, but you.
I didn't write
You-
this.
It's the principal.
You guys can have
It's the
5
principal.
of them. You
It
can,
is
yeah,
actually
you
the
can have 4
principal.
of them.
So,
That is pretty. That's pretty messed up, huh?
also, funnily enough, apparently doing this means you guys didn't have to do all the research around the city. They just give you all that information. So that's what
And we're
happens.
covering our bases.
One specific addition. She
That we
confirms
can't
that
speed run.
confirms the hold on. She confirms that the description of the mysterious man locked in the brig of the Mandibles of Fate matches historical depictions of Old Man Jitembe. So that is confirmed. She even goes above and beyond her original promise. Maybe she's trying to make a good impression with people from Galeria. Loading the storage compartments of each bike with
D4.
two full weeks of rations and fuel, as well as repair kits and essential replacement parts in case the bikes are damaged. She also offers the heroes one of the items in her weapons storage. So, let me check what's in
I want it. It's for me,
C4.
not Igura.
Funny enough, it's actually called C4, the area. So,
Oh, that's funny.
there is... Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there's a number of very cool items here. Reminded, you guys are level 16. There is 2 +2 greater striking Shobad long rifles. There is a single +2 greater striking Vorpal greatsword.
Whoa.
Will's like, I'm sorry?
Vorpal blade?
Vorpal,
Yes.
and the,
If you
Vorpal-
get a crit, it
Snicker
just
snack?
kills someone.
No, here's the thing.
Snick?
Vorpal's
Okay.
a rune, so that can be transferred onto a different weapon.
With the great crafter, you're having the party.
Gamma could be Vorpal.
Oh boy.
Purple Gamma!
A necklace of fireballs type 7
Oh.
and a leather pouch containing 2 doses of hemlock to
That
take
So we
is-
out
only
trouble.
get one of those, right?
You only get one thing from this thing.
I don't the Vorpal sword.
And believe me, there's enough people in this building that clearing the building and fighting everyone just to get all of these items, that would have been an entire episode of fighting. Like an hour.
Yay! I was
We
so
get
glad
one
you
item.
hated that.
We've done that. We've done that before.
There's
We
a
could
lot
do
of
it
people.
again.
There's many people in here with triple digit health. It would have just been a slog.
Aw.
And you would have
Besides,
had to
we
probably you would have had to
I
kill
think-
Cookie, and that would have been the end of the Bam Burgers or whatever they're called.
Actually,
Bang burgers.
That would have been a
Right.
crime.
A crime
While-
against
Oh,
while
gastronomy.
Be
Igura
slashing.
is figuring out the weapon situation, like what he wants,
Damn.
Ophelia's definitely gonna go up to Cookie and be like, you know, like you kind of want somebody back at the Magambi. I feel
Matt,
like
what's the
we could do like a recipe grade or something, She makes these great mango pastries.
It should be noted, the cookie is a hulking showbad. I just want to describe this. Showbads are sort of like space warthog people in a way. They've got a long face with a larger lower jaw with tusks.
Like sport hog.
Yeah, except they've got like bluish skin and they have 4 arms.
Wow.
They're aliens.
That's
I'm gonna
cool.
hold on, Will. I'm just gonna copy and paste this into chat for all to see.
So the thing about the Vorpal
It's the
rune is
Vorpal
that it
sword,
only
right?
works on slashing weapons.
That makes sense.
None of us use that, right?
None of us use slashing.
I mean, Endurers might have a sickle.
no,
I
we-
too have a sickle. I don't use it.
No.
Dwarfs.
I mean, for the very tiny Grim Reapers among you, a little sickle.
what's the necklace of fireball type? Let me look. It is
Plus
type
7.
So it's a level 7
Hmm.
fireball. Okay, so the necklace of fireballs type 7 is worth 9,600 gold. It has 5 14d6 fireballs with a DC of 39. What's your spell save DC, Avi?
Probably less than 39. Give me 1 sec.
It's a level 17 item, so this is 1 level higher, but it is a consumable.
Yeah, you said 39?
Yeah.
My current is 37.
Okay, so it's a fire.
that
So,
is-
the necklace of fireballs has 1 18d6 fireball, 3 16d6 fireballs, and 5 14d6 fireballs at a DC of 39. So that would be as if Avi was 2 levels higher casting fireball.
Fireball.
The-
I am just gonna say an AoE spell like that, given the potential swarm that we are about to fight, might
the
might
way to
be the
go.
most valuable thing here.
The other item.
I should state, because I don't want to mislead you guys, the description may not match the mechanical reality of the King of Biting Ants.
Yes.
It might not technically be a swarm.
Hemlock unfortunately
Going off
takes
of
30
the-
minutes to activate.
That's probably there for flavor.
So unfortunately we can't do that. Well, that's there if you kill everyone in here, so the loot is good because Hemlock is worth a lot.
These ants are on
So
fire.
the Vorpal weapon by itself, is worth 1,500 gold pieces.
100 or 15,000?
15000.
So 1,500.
Because
No,
that's how
sorry,
much of
fif-
Vorpal.
No,
fif-
that's
15,000.
15,000.
That's 15,000. Sorry, I keep
Yeah,
doing
so
that.
a Vorpal
that 3
rune,
times this
which
weekend.
the weapon does have, is 15,000 gold. Plus
I just
greater,
need to know which
plus
one we're
greater
choosing
striking.
for my notes. That's all I need.
Plus +2 plus greater striking. So that weapon is around 20 grand. So if we want money, we take that. If we want the consumable fireball necklace, we take that. But those are probably the
Hello.
2 choices.
Set
That is
ants
tough.
on fire.
I personally think that consumables are kind of a waste.
I'm generally inclined to agree. I hadn't considered that the Vorpal sword might be worth so much.
Yeah, it's worth 20 grand.
That might be the way to go.
I'm just going to say, you guys don't need to make a decision now because we are literally 2 minutes away from show close for tonight. So if you want to take a week to figure this out amongst yourselves, that is totally okay. You guys are about to set out into a rip-roaring adventure. And I actually should say,
Pod racing.
this, I think, is moving us into Chapter 3.
Oh, does that mean we get a level up?
What?
I'm going to double check. It's very possible.
Usually means we get a level up.
Hold on.
Double
You almost, you almost slipped right out of my lap.
On a
Debbie.
baby.
Matt,
Can I get a
Matt,
prime
You
will
almost
quickly-
slipped
Matt
right
will
out of
quickly
my
check
lap.
the opening of the first few pages of the AP to see if we level up.
Look at his face.
My face? Or, oh, Cat's
No.
Teddy's face.
Teddy,
He's like,
grumpy
"Mer."
girls.
My vote's on the Vorpal weapon just for the amount of money it's
Yeah.
worth, personally.
I like money. I've done nothing with my money this
I
whole
mean,
campaign,
we'll
but
put it this
I like
way,
money.
20k is enough for an Apex item.
Apex
which
predator.
could be a thing that boosts someone's intelligence or charisma by 2. Unfortunately for me, Apex items are completely useless. That is the one good thing about Summoner, is that our itemization is cheap as fuck, so I can just give all the gear to my friends. You don't need loot when you're a Summoner.
I'm gonna say, I believe you guys are getting to level 17.
Boom.
Because it says the heroes should be 17th level when they begin their race across Akaton towards the Mandibles of Fate.
So yes, we are level 17.
She's so big girl now. Look at my little
Exciting.
baby Avi all the way up to 17.
So remember, be level 17 for next week. You may need it.
Aw.
That's
Ooh.
exciting. I get to go up 2 levels.
Well,
Whoa!
You know how when
So
Ophelia,
much.
you know how when Ophelia first arrived on the planet here, there was this weird like tricolor thing that she needed to sort of recombine.
right.
You just notice a kind of red shift of Ophelia join back in. She left a level in transit and now it's back.
y'all
Oh.
ready for something really depressing for me?
Uh-oh.
No.
My
Nothing,
spell
you
list,
get nothing.
My spell list now will not change for the rest of the campaign.
You can swap
Choose
spells.
wisely.
Yeah, what?
You can always still swap out on level.
Yeah,
I
you can
I
relearn
can swap
spells.
out 1 spell per level.
Keep
So
going. You ready? You have
I
to
don't-
give them a crimes before you leave. Give them a crimes.
anyway, but thank you all so much for coming. Check out our many other shows here on the channel, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.